Alright, hello! Good evening, travelers and adventurers, and welcome to tonight's episode of Roll for Your Lives. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Roll for your lives.
Roll for your
Travelers in
lives.
adventure.
Are you rolling yet?
Are you rolling, son? Don't look at that. Oh my god.
It's too late. My eyes cannot
Oh.
be removed from it.
There is indeed a new emote there. I'm not telling you what for or why, but that'll become important later.
It
What
looks
for
like
how to emote?
Oh my
the
gosh.
Chad
look
meme.
It is the Chad meme!
Chad meme.
Hi,
Yeah.
Gruta!
Giga Chad meme.
It is the Giga Chad meme. Hello!
Aye.
Hello.
How's everyone
We
doing
are
tonight?
good. We are good on sound.
Excellent.
Hello, dear viewers.
How are you guys
It is
doing?
good
You guys had a
to
good day
see you
today?
all.
I only drove 3 hours. It was good.
Oh my.
You should drive at least 27 hours a day.
Yeah, you're not driving enough.
Good for
clearly.
you.
Yeah, those
27.
rookie numbers. Need to get them up.
God.
Oh my.
How do you even drive 27 hours in a day, Mina?
You have to exceed the speed of light. This way you bend the rules of relativity just a smidgen, thus allowing you to exceed the normal relative timeline that humans deal with.
Ah, yes, thus.
That's all it takes. It's that easy.
Well, first you do have to get up to the speed of light, which will take about 6 to 7 billion years theoretically, but
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Right, and welcome to D&D.
And welcome to D&D. You guys are excited for tonight? There's big stuff. Big stuff.
Big
Stuff.
stuff.
Someone's been in the kitchen cooking, and the house smells delicious. Let's just put it that way.
oh no,
Man,
I
already
forgot
ate
to turn
more
off the
stuff
stove. The house is on fire now.
Oh yeah, did you guys have a good Thanksgiving?
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I invited many gibbons into my home.
How'd that go?
Oh, God.
Very well. They were very polite gentlemen.
It's true. They can reach across the table to give you something because their arms are so long.
Mhm.
That's why
They
you
even
think.
brought fresh fruits and
Yeah,
stuff.
you say Thanksgiving, and full circle.
Oh, how
I
I
don't-
hope it doesn't rip your arm off.
I really don't like that, actually. I gotta be real, guys. I don't like that.
I think
The
it's
gibbons.
Andrew's idea of the gibbons invading domestic spaces.
Why?
Very
Funny.
clearly, I desire
Why?
to live with them.
There's a trend these days for people to have pet gibbons, in that they dress them
man.
up.
You're
in
joking.
high fashion. No, they really dress them up in high fashion, and you can search for it under the tab. It's gibbing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fucking
I'm not
terrible. Audrin, enough of you.
Okay, yeah, I'm lying. I'm sorry.
Whoa, Quiptum! Thank you so much for the sub. You've been subbed for 7 months. Oh my goodness. We're 2 months away from a Twitch baby. Oh my goodness.
7
Oh
months.
my god.
7 months. I had the realization that Alvara is indeed tsundere. Thanks for giving me this realization. What?
I regret this.
Is it?
I posted
It's
that in the
canon.
Discord. I'm like, is Alvaro tsundere?
Why would
It's
you
canon
post
now.
that, Zach?
Zach, it's canon now. and I
It's
am
true. It's low key true.
Sexy Alvara or tsundere Alvara?
It's not like I cast
Why
Eldritch
can't it-
Why
Blast
not?
Flacco.
Why not both?
That's exactly what I was thinking, Derek. I
I'm
was like,
gonna start working Baka into Alvara's vernacular.
It's not like I
God.
like you
I'm
guys or
joking. I'm
anything.
joking. I'm not gonna.
Oh my god.
No, you already said you would. You can't go back.
no
I'm
anime in
absolutely not
D&D.
See, the fun part is
So,
I am.
I can be
totally
whoever I
lost right now.
want in D&D, and I want to be a tsundere.
Actually, only Humi can be whatever they want.
You know what?
in D&D. They literally
I gotta
can.
Because of
Yeah.
that, because of that, I have an idea. And this is my own ruling.
And your ruling is going to be forcing Audrey to drink on that potion redeem, right?
It's gonna be
Yeah.
Alvara to drink, actually.
Oh.
Oh, what the fuck?
What the fuck? That's for tsundere Alvara. You take that potion.
I can
I did a
feel the
bad-
beard next growing as we discuss this.
The beard's grown in already. Okay.
Why, hello there, Mr. Zagler. It's good to see you.
Hello, hello.
Uh,
We are making Alvara
Alright.
take potions for this.
I'm
atrocity.
drinking it. I'm drinking it right now. I got
Do
a
it.
little bit in front of me.
Oh, I'm saying it.
For your transgressions,
Just
you
love
must take
angry
potions of something.
What do you got, Zach?
What is your potion?
I'm
of choice
finishing
right
that
now?
bottle of Crown Royal Vanilla probably this session, and then I have a little bit of like Bullet Bourbon Whiskey.
There's a vanilla
Bullet
Crown
Bourbon.
Royal.
Yes,
sounds
there
Yeah,
is.
it's actually
was-
really good with like
I was
Coke too.
remarking, yeah, that's exactly what I was remarking last session. Is that like, yeah, that sounds like something made to be mixed with cola.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think we were all like fawning over the fact that there's vanilla Crown Royal like, last session.
I'd try it.
I would too. It sounds good as hell.
I've never had Crown Royal before, but Zach, you drink it frequently. So I was in the alcohol center the other day, and I saw Crown Royal Peach,
Ooh.
and
okay.
I scooped it right up, and I'll tell you
That
how
sounds
it
like
is as soon as
that
I
sounds
have
like a
one.
Yeah, let me
summery-
know if it's
summery
You
any
should
good.
put that in
They
some
have a
tea.
couple flavors.
Ooh, that's
Ooh,
key.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
They had they have an apple too that's pretty popular. That's not bad actually. Crown Royal apple.
Oh, that
You
one
should
is
mix
good.
them all together and
Yeah.
and call it tea.
Crown Royal hell.
I can't look at that new emote. I just can't.
That
It's
new
so funny.
Emote.
Wait, there's an emu now? No, I want an emu.
No
Uh,
emus.
Oh.
I would like to
Yeah.
request that an emu be added as our next emote.
No.
Which one of
Okay.
you is emo? I don't see any
Oh.
switch bangs on any one of you.
You, Derek, it's you.
I did have a huge phase, I have to admit.
Throw it away.
We all recall.
But I will
Yesterday.
re-ask my question. Who got inspo?
Thank
Ooh,
you so
yeah.
much, Humi. That is a fabulous question, and I look forward to giving you the results of that. So last week, as we ended session, everyone voted for a player to vote for inspiration, and you guys gave it to our dear number 127.
Bows.
Wow!
Remember when we did that? Because it was so good.
I better use that up. Thank you.
When the fuck did this get here? Don't worry about it.
Just today, no spoilers.
Don't worry about it, Climtum. It'll make sense later.
All will be revealed.
So every week we have a community inspiration vote over in our Discord server after session where we gather votes for who else will get an inspiration point, and that was given to our own Valana.
Woo!
Thank you. So I'm always so surprised. Thank you so much.
There you go, inspiration.
Yeah, only Valana can use that point of inspiration.
I gotta use it.
Only Valana. And nothing else.
Yes.
Right. What could go wrong?
That being said, shall we get into the session recap because last session was quite a doozy.
Was
Let's.
a doozy.
A doozy
That was a
daisy.
wild
Captured
time.
in HD by me, and by HD I mean in simple writing. There was no HD involved.
High
All right,
definition
so
writing.
session 24. Yeah. By the way, guys, today's session 25. That's kind of a little bit of a milestone.
Yeah, 25.
400, baby.
So in session 24 last week, the party arrested Justin Rowley, a bit contradictory to their original plans, but nonetheless effectively. After escorting Justin, the party was stopped by two guards who attempted to ascertain their names and business. Valana attempted to cast suggestion to have the guards escort the party to Lady Thorn, but this failed, and the party was forcibly apprehended to be escorted instead. As a result, Avara made a passing remark that she could, quote, kill them with a snap of her fingers, end quote, prompting the guard to place the party in manacles, excluding Mina, whose hands were too small, so she was tied with rope, and then also, obviously, Humi, who was disguised as a guard themselves. After some delay, the party was informed that Lady Thorn was expecting them as they presented their case before her. Numbers used command to get Justin to confess to the robberies he committed. After everyone in the party spoke, Valana offered to undertake an expedition task force to Froysal with Mr. Rowley accompanying her as a way to atone for his actions. Lady Thorn held back Valana and Justin as the rest of the party had discussions in the courtyard, including a heart-to-heart between Audra and Numbers and a conversation between Humi and Alvara about their pasts and children. They also learned Mina. They also learned Mina was only 16 years old. Yeah, that was a bombshell.
Oh yeah.
After re-entering the building.
That was a huge bombshell.
After re-entering the building, the party was visited by Adelaide, and Numbers stepped up to perform the ritual to revive the fallen Mistani. As Numbers rolled his hands together, lightning cackled between them as he placed them on Mistani, who took her first breath since parting.
Wow.
And that was where we left off.
To Adelaide.
Adelaide of the Wood.
We're going on
Or
the
something.
Adelaide parade.
Yeah, fucking Mina being 16 is still just like every time I hear it, it's a shock.
Dude, from now on, anybody that fucks with Mina, I'm rocking their shit. That's a child.
Mina's a
Leave her
whole ass
alone.
child.
She's just a child.
My
Water
child.
No.
I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let this party die.
No.
When someone specs into necromancy.
Oh my
What?
god!
Oh my god!
God. The undead child army.
Ah! So, when we last left our heroes, Numbers had just finished reading off the spell scroll that Adelaide had provided, and as he did, once again, Miss Donnie began to look around and look to all of you in this dazed and confused state before she, in a soft, weak voice, whispered, "Where am I?"
Oh,
Is this a recap or
Nope, this
No,
is
we're
happening
live.
are
right
we
now.
are we live? Okay.
are we
Am I-
live?
Am I still holding her?
You are indeed still
Just
holding
got
her.
it.
You're holding her as she's coming back to life, and you're saying, "Is this thing on?"
Testing,
she-
testing. 1, 2, 3.
Did she say it to me or to the party in general?
She's just saying it to everyone in
I said it
general.
out loud, right?
This party revived you.
What?
I think you've been gone for some time.
How long have I been gone? What happened? Where is this?
I guess I can get down on my knees and say, well, during the Harvest Festival, there was an attack. And we tried our best to protect the town, but unfortunately, you died. And we made it our mission to travel to Balradin, which is where you are now, and find a way to bring you back. And I don't know if that was a selfish task, if we shouldn't have messed with the fabric of time, but we felt like we had done you and your brother an injustice by not protecting you, and we wanted to make it right.
I don't even know what to say. And she begins to look around to all of you, and she goes, "Where is Malimenos? Is he here?"
He's still at the tavern. He's home. We promised him that we would do our best, and if we were successful or not, regardless, we would bring you back to him.
Where is back? Where is this place?
This is a place called Thorn Manor in the city of Balradin. Are you familiar?
Balradin? Oh, that's such a long ways away from Northolm. And she's looking around to all of you, and she goes, You gave me my life back. How could I ever repay you?"
Discounted ale will suit us just fine. In all seriousness, though, I wouldn't set up too quickly last. You've been out for a number of days.
She once again looks around to all of you. There's just this look of bewilderment and stun in her eyes, unable to really. She's hearing what you're saying, but it's a lot of information to take in all at once, and she just seems a bit. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Sippy Gruta.
Yeah, speaking of which, is there any water anywhere? Like, maybe I could offer her a glass? I don't know if she wants any, but, like, I don't know what to do when someone comes back from the dead. She thirsty?
You could maybe, like, ask, to see if there's any water or anything around.
Yeah. I will lean and ask, is there anything I can get you? Water? Food? How are you feeling? I know this is a lot, but we just want to help.
I'm feeling a bit weak and like I don't quite have all of my strength, but oh, and she's resting against your hold, Numbers, as she tries to pick herself up for a minute. But you can even feel her body just kind of limply begin to give under her as she is still trying to recollect her strength.
She needs rest. She's definitely not full hit points.
She leans on you and she goes, I should be alright, but well, just thank you. Thank you. And she gives you a tight hug, Numbers. Like around your neck.
I hug back, and after release, I'm gonna take one of the cushions from one of these chairs at the dining table and repurpose it as a headrest for her, and ask whether she saw anything on the other side.
Ooh, that is a deep.
I didn't see much. Everything just felt cold and dark in an instant. I don't recall. However, the only thing that I seem to remember is just the skittering, disgusting sounds of spiders.
Yeah, that'll happen. The spiders did kill you, so I imagine you would have death nightmares about that. That checks out. Okay, Numbers stands back up and addresses the party. Well, team, we accomplished our mission. Congratulations.
But
D-
now
loo-
what will
Great
looking
work.
at her, looking at her, does she look like maybe a little healing spell would help her, or is this just something she needs to rest out?
Roll.
I don't know. With Revivify, don't they
Oh,
come
yeah.
down to 1 hit point?
Should I roll medicine? I would like to check that too, actually.
Yeah, both of you rolled medicine. And Humi, was there something you were going to say?
Well,
God, my
what
eyes
are
are
you
just
going to
horrible.
do now that the mission's over?
That was a leading question because I have a +6 in medicine. Haha.
Wow.
Oh.
You can use my inspo.
What did you roll initially? A 1.
A 1, and I don't have any bonuses to it. Oh,
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's
Alana is just clueless.
Oh wait, I was rolling with. It doesn't matter. I added my new character stats.
Wait,
Milana,
what?
I think
Done.
Milana has a +2.
Done.
Oh my goodness.
I realized.
No one heard that.
Man,
It's okay. We'll edit that out.
would you look at that deception roll,
We'll fix it
guys?
in post.
Right
We'll fix
there.
it in post. Why'd you just roll
It doesn't
deception, Humi?
Anyway, Valana trips down the stairs. Oh boy.
Okay. Alana, it's a little hard to tell. You can imagine that this whole excursion and this process itself took quite a toll on anybody. And she's looking a little worse for wear, but from all you can tell, it's to be expected.
I don't know what's going on.
Numbers, with an 11, I'll say she's looking a little rough. Definitely does, from what you felt even while holding her, she does not have all of her strength about her, but your best guess what she could use is a bit of rest and time to heal.
I see.
Perhaps.
In that, yeah, that would probably be wise. In that case, I'll just does she have like any visible like gaping wounds or something? Like if you were to assign like a numerical stat to her vitality.
On a scale of like 1 to 10 or something?
Yeah, on a scale of like 1 to 10.
Or like 1 to
Or-
3, but...
Or is she just extremely tired to the point of
Yeah.
perhaps being exhausted by a numerical factor?
I mean, it could not hurt to just try hitting her with a little heal spell, maybe, see if that changes anything. I don't have any.
In terms of are there any visible wounds on her body, there's nothing like openly gaping or bleeding or anything now that she is back to life. However, you do see remnants of these like acidic, like poison charred gashes that are in her thigh.
I point to them and I state, may I, as I twirl a little magic in my hand.
Of course.
Okay, and I sort of brush my hand across the wounded area and cast Cure Wounds at, why don't we say level 2?
Okay.
What do I have to do for that again? 2d8 plus my wisdom?
Whiz.
Okay, I'm about to do
you
that.
whiz?
Numbers whiz is
Right
on the floor.
now?
He on the
Sorry, he's not potty trained.
Correct.
Let's go.
Oh.
Gains 11 points of health.
Hell yeah.
Mesothelioma.
Audrin, did you just say Volana has mesothelioma?
I didn't say that. I don't know who said that.
I'm reading it right now.
I'm reading it.
That clearly was someone else. I don't know who said that.
So does the what happens when I
Is
do
it
that?
an 8 plus your wisdom, or
Yeah. So 11.
11? Okay. So with a little bit of crackling energy between your hands, you once again place one down onto Ms. Donnie's injured leg. And as you do, you see a little bit of vitality begin to surge back through her, almost like that of a little jolt, as you see that bluish-white kind of crackling energy just kind of sparkle all over her before dissipating. She is looking a bit more refreshed than she was. You notice that the gashes that were seared from the just burning poison that was within her begin to slowly but surely heal and close. And she's looking like she has a little bit more energy to her at this point.
Numbers,
Nice.
what can't he do?
As we stated, you're in good hands now, ma'am. What's next, party?
Well, we should probably get this woman back to her home. She seems to be very far away from it. Perhaps we could escort her back.
At this
I'm
lady
on board with Umi, as a matter of fact.
At this, Lady Thorn speaks up and clears her throat, and she goes, "Might I make a suggestion for you lot in terms of this?"
Please.
Well, you, sir, and she points to Justin Rowley. You, sir, have a long course ahead of you, and I don't think it should necessarily end just with you going out to make up for the wrongdoings that you've done out up in the north. Are you willing to escort this one back over to where she came from as part of your sentence? And he kind of looks a little confused for a minute and begins to look everyone around and goes, I mean, I can. Would I be doing this alone, or would it be with the group, or... And then she looks over to you, Volana, and she goes, "Well, you done offered earlier that you wanted to see this one through. What do you make of it?"
Go with him. This is also something that I feel passionately about. I would like to return her to her brother, and I can keep an eye on him and make sure he stays in check and that no funny business happens.
No funny business.
No funny business in my cart.
Think you're being funny, do you?
Quite.
She nods her head at this and closes her eyes for a minute while she thinks. And she looks, after she opens her eyes, she turns her gaze over to the entire group and just kind of glances over you all and says, "Well, do you all agree?"
Fine, I'm fine.
This seems out of left field, Valana. I thought we had grown a connection here as a party.
We certainly did. I know we've only been traveling for a short time, but I've grown fond of you all, truly. But this is something that I want to see through. I don't know you very well, regardless of all the time we've shared together. It's been...
Like 2 weeks.
If even.
There's a lot that I have in my personal life, well, my life before this one, that I would like to tend to. And I think, based on my prior studies, that taking this journey with Yukon Cornelius will lead me in the right direction. It's a bit of both, really. I want to make sure he pays for what he did. And I will surely be there to aid him and help those who will be eventually in need of this medicinal herb. But I also have my own reasoning for wanting to travel north. And
Paper.
You'll always be a double down, Valana.
7 hells last time. You won't be too far. Imagine we'll see you again at some point.
I think so.
The guard
I don't think
next
this
to you
is
gives
goodbye
you a-
forever.
The guard next to you, what?
gives her a big hug.
Oh, the
I'm rolling
DM.
for strength for how big of a hug it is, alright?
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be one of those kind.
Hi,
Yes, yes,
Paper.
yes.
Hi, Paper.
You know
Valana's
what I
gonna
mean.
pat the guard and say, "Thank you, kind ball
Oh my
guard."
goodness.
Oh, and then that's what she's gonna say when she saw that strength roll. Ow! 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 Ow!
We're gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too. All of you. And I'm sure our paths will cross once again. Just for now, there's things I need to sort out.
Mina would
And
also
so-
like to give you a hug.
Oh.
What is the plan exactly? Valana's heading back to the village alone with Miss Darnay then, and Mr. Rowley.
Well, I'll be with Yukon, of course. Cornelius.
Ugh.
I'm sorry.
Paper, by the way, I'm gonna take that potion on break.
Nice.
Alright then, Miss. And Miss Thorne sits back down in the chair that she has sat next to her.
No, I'm sorry, I haven't really worked out the logistics in my head of this yet. What exactly is happening right now?
Well, sounds like first thing in the morning I'm gonna be assembling a group of first light observers to head out and head over to Notholm, escort this little one that you've done put all this business through back. And then you lot, and she gestures to Justin and Valana, will be heading up north.
And as for the rest of you, what are we doing exactly? I know Numbers mentioned the same question.
Well, you all had questions about the events in which you were brought back here, have you not?
That's true. We figure someone of your stature might know a thing or two about that, Lady Thorne.
I think I might. But in order to share this kind of information, we're gonna have to make sure we can be 100% honest with each other. Do you trust me?
As
I-
much as the next noble leader.
Audrin kind of purses his lips a little bit, but doesn't say anything.
Well, in order to help you all, I'm gonna need you to be as honest with me as you possibly can. I need every bit of information about everything that's happened that feels important about all of this mess.
Are we doing this now?
No,
with
now's not the
with
time.
Yukon in the room?
Now is absolutely not the time. However, perhaps in the morning, after things have been sorted. I think everyone's been through quite a bit here today, and especially this young miss here. And she gestures over to Ms. Donnie, who is still just kind of sitting on the ground. I can offer you all the same bit of lodgings that I had the night before. But after that, no more, and I mean it. And she points to all of you.
Works for us.
Your hospitality knows no bounds.
I can't tell if that was sarcastic.
Indeed.
It was a little dry. So Alvaro's also gonna walk over to Valana, given
Hello.
sort of what's happening. And goodbye. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, so
I have to say
That's
that I
pretty
enjoyed
interesting.
my time spent with you most of all. And that's not sarcasm. It might be hard to believe.
Alvaro is sort of. You don't see like her welling up, but painted across her complexion is a sort of feeling of both apprehension and appreciation for the fact that, however fleeting this connection was, it was able to be made. And she's gonna give you a hug too.
I'll
Aww.
also hug you
and
back.
Just a
and
brief
say,
one.
I know
Uh,
it seems like I'm leaving quickly, but I have a second chance at life, and there's things that I have to sort through. You seem like someone who's been through quite a lot in their own past, and I'm sure you can understand that. Some things are better dealt with alone.
She'll nod, and she'll say, "You're one hell of a spellcaster. Don't go getting yourself killed because we need more good wizards like you, or sorcerers, I suppose. Whatever you want to call yourself.
Valana will smile and nod and say, Try your best to get along with the group. I know you don't always see eye to eye, but they care about you, and you're allowed to care about them too.
She'll just nod again and take a step back.
Goodbye, Alvara.
And where is my bed chamber? She'll say, wanting to kind of exit the scene quickly.
Adelaide is just kind of sitting in the back of all of this, and she's just been observing this entire time, and she has just her little hands clasped in front of her frame, with a big old smile with the apples of her cheeks just swelling up big. And she goes,
And the apples in her hands.
and the apples in her hands, for she is indeed Granny Apples. And she looks to you all and she goes, oh, what's a nice group of young people. You all make me feel so happy. You know, I bet my niece would absolutely adore you guys. You guys should come stop over tomorrow.
I bet she made us a casserole.
Oh, what if she did? What if she will?
Actually,
I made something
have-
just for the occasion. I made quite a casserole.
oh, hell.
I
We'd
freaking
love
knew it.
to, Adelaide. We're always in the market for new magical items.
Oh, I definitely bet I've got something in there for you that all of you will just quite love.
In betwixt this, Audrey's gonna approach Valana a little bit, hands in his jacket pockets, and he's gonna shrug a little bit and say, "Guess this is the end of our little travels, then, wouldn't you say?"
It would appear that way.
Listen, you've got yourself a second chance. Supposing we all do, but you in particular. I'm no stranger to taking chances, playing the odds, but and he's gonna take out his hand from his pocket and flip her his double-sided coin, and he's gonna say, "Sometimes you need to make your own luck, if you know what I mean, especially when you're on your own."
Is he giving it to me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Valana's gonna smile very big and say, Audrey, are you sure?
Am I ever? That one's been all over the world. Take it a little farther, wouldn't you?
She's gonna pull him in for a big hug. And she would roll a strength check, but that'll give something away. To determine how big the hug is.
He'll have a turn. Big old hug.
She'll just say, take care of yourself, try not to drink too much, and good luck.
What?
Audrey's gonna nod and say, "Yes, no, and sure."
He's always drinking, it stresses me out.
As this all is happening, what's everyone's passive perception again? I know Numbers is 18. I know Audrey's is
Hell yeah.
18. Everyone else?
14.
14?
Passive perception, 18.
No, I'm
I
sorry.
know
Oh,
that.
mine is a 27.
I like saying it. Puts a smile on my damn face.
Mine is 17, I was mistaken.
17.
Yes.
You know what? We'll just say, okay, you all notice this. This isn't exactly subtle. What starts off as a quiet sound eventually grows louder and louder as you hear a guard quickly making pace coming up of the stairwell that is behind you guys leading up into this area. And you hear him calling after somebody. And as you do, you see leading in front of this guard coming up the stairs. Let me get the minis open.
Is it fucking... Is it
It's
Ophelia?
her. Yeah.
It's maybe
Rub it
Ophelia.
in
You
her
see-
stupid face.
Bro,
Ophelia.
we are going to rub this in her freaking nose.
You see Ophelia being pursued by one of the guards that you saw patrolling outside, and he's calling her, going, Miss, you... This is private hours, you can't just come in as ever you... Oh, she keeps going.
The guy just goes, "Oh."
Jesus, he's
Can-
being...
can-
Why does she get to just storm around, but we can't?
And
Can Mina fly a little bit over here and, like, block the path a little bit with her wings?
with what, your whole 2 feet?
And who me as a guard running up behind Mina to stop.
You see her, Miss Ophelia Cook, that you met the day before, begin to make her way up the stairs, and she goes, Lady Thorne, I know this is quite inopportune, but... And then she looks around to all of you, and she goes, "Oh, I see there's been a bit of a interruption."
It's over, Ophelia. You lost.
And lost what exactly?
The
The
investigation.
game.
No!
No!
Fuck.
That's been going
Or
for like
something.
10 years without breaking it.
Yeah, Ophelia. Get out of here.
Numbers just
Good
says,
one,
"Get
Numbers."
out of here."
Get out of
Get out of
here.
here.
Get out of here.
Yeah, we've had enough of your interruptions.
Oh, I'm sure you were up to quite important business, but Lady Thorn, I have information about this case that you've assigned me that is of utmost importance.
You mean the case that we just finished discussing? And
Aren't you
wrapped
dressed
up
like
nicely?
Anne of Green Gables? Get out of
This
here.
is the only mini I could use!
No, I'm saying that to her. I'll be like, get your Anne of Green Gables looking ass out of my face. I've had about enough of you.
How does she react to what I said?
She looks to you and like quirks a brow and she goes, "What are you talking about?"
You were trying to solve the robbery and murder case, correct?
Not trying to. I believe I did.
And
You did
we
that
already
I'm
about an hour ago.
Yeah, I'm just gonna point to Yukon over there.
We
We
have
got
an admission
you,
of guilt,
Han.
you understand? We got the admission before you even came here, as a matter of fact.
You all... You did what? And she looks quickly over to Lady Thorn, who is just kind of looking at her with her head in her hands a little bit. She goes, "Listen, Ophelia, I was gonna contact you in the morning because that's where our meeting was for. But this group of adventurers right here seem to have popped the case right open."
Now, Lady Thorn, this very unbecoming of a ward like Ophelia to do a thing like this, interrupt an important meeting. This is something our friend Galloway would never do.
You're right, you are, Numbers. That's a man with tact, he is.
As he's saying this, can Alvaro go over and just say "pop" like right next to Ophelia's ear?
Pop?
What?
Oh yeah, because they're like this adventuring group already popped the case wide
Oh.
open. Alvaro's gonna go
Oh, that's funny.
as Numbers is doing his spiel.
She's beginning to look a bit flustered as she's standing there by the staircase, and she looks around to you all, and she sees Justin Rowley standing before you. And after her cheeks begin to flush a little red, and she goes, But I... How? How did you do it?"
Oh, this
It
is
was really quite
embarrassing.
simple. It only took us, what, a few hours?
Okay.
Less than.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you must not be as good as you thought.
It's amazing what you can do when you're not being a disagreeable little tart, you know what I mean?
Get him!
Oh, damn!
That
Get
one
her
was
ass.
for Galloway.
Fucking drag her, Audrey.
Holy shit!
She looks to you all, and as I said, her cheeks are beginning to flush a bit red as she begins to slowly but surely shy away in embarrassment. And quickly, without saying a word, she takes a deep breath and turns on her heel and just makes a quick exit, allowing the guard that had been chasing her up the stairs to escort her back away.
Bye, Felicia.
Well, that was fun.
Ooh,
We should do that again sometime.
ouch.
And you hear Lady Thorn just kind of sigh. Well, I think that's a bit enough of a shit show for tonight, if I do say so myself. We have much to discuss here in the morning. We have arrangements to be made. Little Miss Lilac over here needs to get escorted. And I believe we have a little bit of business to discuss first thing in the morning.
What time is it, DM?
It's like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Numbers is EP. He's going to
This was a
announce
big day
his-
for Numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers did a lot today.
He's going to announce his departure, and then he'll see everyone in the morning, and then be off to his chambers.
I believe you all know where to find your own sleeping beds at this point. That'll be all. Then she gestures you all away, and then she looks over to Ms. Donnie and she goes, "Come on, dear. I've got arrangements for you as well. We'll figure something out." And she helps her up off of the pillows that you've given her numbers, and Miss Donnie and Lady Thorn make their own way.
Am I in charge of Yukon Cornelius right now, or are there other guards around also in charge of him?
The other guards that had been standing by come up to then escort Justin away for the night.
Valana's gonna say, "I'll take a room with him, please."
The guard looks back over his shoulder as they begin to make their way, and he goes,
I have
I
a
mean-
+5 persuasion.
he'll be sleeping in a cell tonight. Are you sure about that?
He can sleep with me
Absolutely not, miss.
in my bed chambers.
Milana is definitely gonna make this man cheat on his wife and poor daughter back
What
home.
the?
I can keep a very good eye on him this way.
Numbers
I
is
assure
so
you.
brave.
I'm a little nervous about letting him out of my sight, you see.
Uh-oh, we got another potion in the works here. Gruta.
Oh my god.
Persuasion, let me roll persuasion, please. Please, 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 please.
You can try.
Okay. I have a +5, so I'm gonna roll a d20 and then add whatever that is.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Oh
Milana
my
can't roll
god.
with
1 point of luck I will use.
it. It's your last one, I think, because you used 2 on the trial, right?
Oh, I didn't mean to roll that! I didn't
Ooh.
mean to roll that!
Brutus said take.
Oh, Valana, that one's
Departure
for
potion.
you.
I'm just gonna take the L.
Milana, so far you've rolled a 1, a 2, a 2, and a 1 tonight.
I didn't even get to, like, swivel the dice around. It, like, just fell, but I'll take my L.
And you have to take a potion.
I do?
Yep.
Oh, you
Alright, can I
potion.
finish my wine? There's, like, a quarter of a glass left. That's probably a
Gruta, is
potion
this
worth.
acceptable? Is finishing the wine acceptable? Let's
Chug it.
let's
What
assess the
percentage is
court.
the wine?
Like like a little under half.
Chug
Yeah,
it and sip a
sure.
new one.
Down it up.
In
Gruta
one
said in
chug.
one chug.
In one go.
Chug,
Oh,
chug,
God.
chug.
So it shall be.
Oh,
Bang
okay, I
scabble.
did it. Ugh. Alright. Actually, you know, that tasted pretty good. I don't know why I made that noise. It really wasn't that bad.
The Vanguard just kind of smirks a little and he goes, "Sorry, miss. Standard procedure. You understand."
I don't, but I'll accept it.
Oh, I'm sure you would if you think hard enough about it. And he walks off with Justin and escorts him down to the cells below.
Mariah, not Mariah, I almost said Mariah. Milana will look at him longingly as he disappears out of sight. Also, Mariah will.
So, man, Milana's gonna get in trouble later, I can tell.
All of you feel free to move up to the second floor and take bedrooms for me.
Okay.
It's a good number to put the second floor at.
I'm taking this one again.
I set mine to 15, if that helps.
Okay, can you teleport me upstairs? I lost my character.
Yes, bro, that guard is savage. What the fuck? Oh,
Yeah, he was.
opened a character
I get it.
sheet.
Like, I understand, but also, like,
That guard did you dirty.
please, 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 please.
Can I
We're gonna have a
resume?
whole life together, potentially.
Oh, you just like teleported. Hold on, where did you go?
Bunk buddies with Audrin.
There will be opportunity.
Oh.
I think I'm also bunking with you guys.
Sleepover, slumber party. We're
Alana,
gonna
there
paint
you
each
are.
other's nails.
Oh,
I suppose I will go with Mina and Mina and
Umi.
Isn't this the original like
Yeah, this is
sleepover
the
that we
setup.
had?
Yeah.
I kept my room. I was like, Hilmar's going.
It was one day ago, but it was also like 12 sessions ago.
Ever
Yeah.
since you guys stayed at that fucking the original tavern with Ms. Donnie and Mally Meadows, this is the room setup it's always been.
I will
Is
just say
Humi in
because
here with me? Yeah, yes. I'm gonna say, Humi, you have to promise me that before you leave the city, you make at least one trip with everybody to Chill Seas. I really
Chill
wanted to go
Seas?
in there, but we didn't have the time.
But we were gonna go together.
I know, and I wish I could, but I don't know if Lady Thorn will allow it. It seems like she might want me to set off pretty quickly. So
It's true.
promise me you'll all go and you'll all get very drunk and have a good time.
Lady Thorn has a really big problem against baby back ribs and $5 Ritas.
And don't let Mina drink anything. I'm sorry,
that's
Mina,
happening.
but you're
That's
far
happening.
too young.
But I drank before at home.
I know, and it wasn't very good, was it?
It was delicious.
Until you were unconscious.
I wasn't that bad.
Barely awake on the back of a bleak dog.
Alana's just gonna look at her nervously, be like, "Oh,
It was
Umi's
rather
going
fun,
to give you
actually.
another big hug.
oh."
I wanted to
Alana will
say,
return the hug.
because I'm familiar with like each episode, because of the YouTube channel, I know that we arrived at Thorn Manor in session 16. And what session is it now?
25.
Sure. Or
25. It took 9 sessions to.
It took you guys
For
9
just one
sessions to
day.
solve the case in one day. In
We
game day.
progressed at
And we
roughly-
rubbed it right in Ophelia's face.
Was it worth it? Well,
Yes.
anyone's guess, really.
Big arc for the party, I guess, right? This is like the first major arc.
Anyway, Audrey's going to do his nightly routine of setting up that string and a bell in front of the door, or at least in this particular place. He's going to take off his coat and his sword, lie it against the chest, and then lie in bed.
Just talking about the time, it took us roughly 24 hours of actually playing this game to progress 24 hours in game. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Perfect.
1 to 1.
One ratio. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Cool. All right.
It all evens out. Time is a big soup. It's not real.
This is true. So, is there anything else you guys would like to do before you tuck away to bed for the evening?
Yes. Am I on just the opposite end of the bed as Audrin?
You guys can lay in that bed however you want.
Yeah, let's do like opposite ends, like Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory, Grandpa Joe style.
Hey, you know what?
I'm-
Totally fine. Yeah, I get it. That's fine.
I'm gonna wait until Audrin is asleep, and then I'm gonna take like a small like pebble or something, or like small stone or anything like a trinket lying around or something, and I'm gonna while still in bed, I'm gonna toss the little item at the bell that Audrin set up, and then I'm gonna quickly tuck myself back into bed and pretend I'm asleep, and quickly peek one little eye open to see how Audrin reacts.
Roll to hit the bell.
Being wrong. Do I have to, DM?
Bell.
What do I roll for that?
You know what? Roll a
Acrobatics?
roll a sleight of hand
Sleight of
check.
hand?
Sleight of hand? That's probably appropriate.
What's your passive sleight of hand?
He's asleep. Does he get advantage?
I will say with a 10.
It's to hit the bell, yeah.
With a 10,
It's a tiny bell.
with a 10, you toss the little pebble onto the ground, and at first it just hits directly onto the marble floor, before bouncing back up ever so slightly and just barely dinging the lip of the bell.
Okay, I'm gonna
Softly.
pretend to be asleep, except for one little eye that I'm peeking open just a tad to see how Audrin reacts.
Okay, so how long did you wait to do this?
Until you were asleep.
Okay, until you thought I was asleep. Do I get to? Can I use my passive perception here?
While you're sleeping?
Is that possible?
I don't think that's how it
All right,
works.
fine. I'll roll my sleeping perception.
Sure,
Everyone's
So I'm assuming it's just a perception check with disadvantage.
sure.
DMs hate.
I don't know
him
what's
for this.
happening.
It's like a secret.
Well, I'm trying to discern whether or not I hear that.
Yeah, would he? Surely, I mean, he trained himself to hear the bell or something.
Yeah, Audra, this is your bell. This is your little alarm system that you've set up for for how many years at this point. You would hear it.
Okay, fine. So, ignore this. Just getting rid of the die. Audrin sits up.
Yeah, you hear it.
Looks at the door. Looks at the bell. And then looks at numbers and says, "Go to bed, would you?"
Do you need to roll insight or something? How do you know that's me?
Because the door's not open.
How do you know there's not something magical afoot and that Lady Thorn isn't like
Occam's
here
razor, that's
invisible,
how.
The ghost of
looking at
Thorn.
us?
He could just be making an assumption.
I'm gonna very obviously say.
Anyone else would like to do anything before you guys have a little honk shoot?
Yeah, Audrey's gonna mental note Cat numbers as ass. Yeah, right, and he goes to bed.
Okay. So,
I'm trancing, so 4 hours, and I'm gonna take my 4 hours now, and then when I wake up earlier than everybody else, I'm going to look at a certain scroll
okay.
that I possess, and see if I can decipher anything from it.
Indeed.
I didn't know Alvara could read.
She can. She can right too.
Well, she never said she was reading the scroll, just looking at it.
No, she's just like looking at it, wishing that she.
I just like
Just
shapes.
longing to read.
Why do you think she made a pact for the warlock? She couldn't read, so she couldn't be a wizard.
So, eventually, sleep finds you all. And if I can, have everybody just roll a wisdom saving throw.
I'm sorry, what?
Uh-oh.
A wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom
I
saving
said what?
throw.
A wisdom
A
saving throw.
wisdom saving throw.
So I'm gonna
Is
have to add my modifier to it, Winter. but I'll let you know.
Discombobulate.
So when I make this
I'm
throw,
gonna use my inspo.
Oh! Flaccid 20!
Alright,
Can I
that's
get
gonna be a
plus in the chat?
+3, Winter.
Yes!
So 18.
18? Okay.
Inspo.
Where did that go?
Oh.
Oh!
Oh,
where the hell did my die go?
It just like fucking flew.
you are so wise. My gosh.
No, my
Wise.
wisdom actually sucks, but I get a bonus to my wisdom saving throw because of something that I can't remember right now.
So, we have Humi with a flaccid 20.
It'd be a race feature.
Valana with a, was it a 17 or an 18?
It was an 18.
An 18, okay. Audrin with a 15.
Yep.
Mina with a 16.
Yep.
Numbers with an 8. And Alvaro with a
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, Quentin and all other viewers, we do have the YouTube up with like 20-ish episodes right now.
We do. If anyone misses a stream, feel free to check that out. We have it up and running for session archive.
It's on YouTube's.
YouTubes. Maybe eventually we can even stream on YouTubes. Who knows? There's multi-streaming that exists. So, through the night, everyone seems to have, for the most part, a restful slumber, except for one Numbers.
Oh.
No.
Numbers, through the night, as you begin to drift off to sleep, satisfied with your little prank that you had played on Audrin. Eventually, as you drift off into slumber, the darkness that sometimes shifts and changes into these visions and dreams that you've had over the past week, they start to change. The darkness shifts and eventually turns into these long shapes that come to these points, and as they move and shift around, you think they kind of resemble that of large spider legs as they begin to just shift and shamble, and eventually the shadows seem to grow closer. And you feel as though you feel a chill into your very soul, down to the bone.
Do I wake up?
Yep, morning finds you all.
Phew.
And actually,
Wait.
as morning finds you all, we're just going to quickly take our break.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah, do I
so-
feel anything, or was that just a nightmare sort of situation?
You don't feel exhausted, but you don't feel necessarily well rested.
Can I do like inward reflection with like Arcana or something to see if like I recognize this feeling or what's going on?
Sure. We'll do that, and then we're going to take our break.
Okay, I'll make it quick.
And then it's potion time. You're right, Paper. I gotta go downstairs before that.
Let's go.
So with a 13, you're not really sure what the greater theme of this nightmare could have been or what could have caused it. But you have noticed that there's just been a correlation of cold and spiders within these dreams that you've been having. There was the spiders from the cave, there was the spiders from town, and now there's spiders in your dream. There's the spiders on Arania.
Also, actually, DM, I don't think this affects anything, but I rolled a 15, not a 16. I have a +4 on my wisdom.
Did I read that wrong?
No, that was on me.
Okay.
So it's a 15,
that's
but
fine.
that's still fine? Okay.
What if the
Imagine
DM took 2 potions on break? Quibdom!
What if they did, though? What if they did?
Alright, 2 potions.
What if you
Okay.
did?
This one goes out for the
What?
Hold on, I got a toast to make. This one goes out to the let's see here.
I can't do
Lana.
3.
No. Just give me a second.
Don't do
Damn it!
it.
It's on cooldown. It's on cooldown. Never mind.
I can't
what
do
I was gonna
3.
say is this one goes out to the guys with the booming system, top down AC with the cooling system. That's all. That's what I was gonna say. I wasn't gonna say anything about a shot.
Thank you, Dickie.
DM, I do have
Thank you,
a
Nicki
question.
Minaj.
What's up?
May I roll a d20?
4?
Fun.
For my new feature for Circle of the Stars for the Wheel and Woe.
Oh, sure.
The what? The wheel and woe? That sounds like
Wheel
something Bowser makes
of
you
woe?
roll in Mario Party.
The Wheel of Whimsy, or the Wheel of Woe.
Oh, that's woe. Odds are woe.
You're in last place, Mina, which means you get to roll the wheel.
He rolls the Wheel of Woe, and you just hear, oh. That was my Toadsworth impression. Thank you, everyone. Anyway, we're gonna take a 10-minute break, snack break, pee break, smoke break, whatever it is you gotta do. That DK is a fine bloke. I gotta go pour 2 potions. So I'll be right back, and I think Valana's got a little something to do during this break.
I have it set up. I'm just waiting.
Milano, you silly.
I know. I'm so silly.
Alright, guys, I will be right back. I gotta go pour those, and I must use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I will be back as well.
I'll also be back. Shocking, I know.
Nobody asked.
Oh, okay. Well.
So, chat, what was your favorite dish this Thanksgiving? a Tuki. You ever see those memes where it's like someone misspells something in the group chat and you never let them live it down? Yes, Quentin. Hell yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey. I just mixed bullet bourbon with cherry 7-Up, and it was a mistake. It was definitely a mistake. This is pretty gross.
Dump it and make something else.
I wanted to try it, Grutas. How many people have tried that?
You're probably the first.
I might be. This is a new flavor I've created. Unfortunately, it sucks.
We like to be adventurous here. We have fun
Sometimes-
here.
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to.
Not a fan of Thanksgiving food. You mean you don't like Tuki?
I'm not a huge fan of Thanksgiving food either, so I get you. I like the turkey and the cranberry sauce, but out of a can only. Canberry. Beyond that, I'm like not too high on most Thanksgiving food.
Too strong. That would make me vibrate. Yeah, people have strong feelings about canned cran versus like regular.
Yeah, I like the canned. I don't know why. Maybe just the consistency and like the slices, you know? You get those nice little discs.
Yeah, but it like with the like ridges on the can, like leave the blob, the gelatinous blob in like a weird, unnatural shape.
I'm back with
I
2
like it,
potions.
I got 2
Canberry.
potions.
You guys a secret? Sure. If it's not gonna be a secret though if you display it on Twitch.
Secrets. What secrets are we talking about?
Turkey can be good, but it also can be dry depending.
Never had
Never
pumpkin
had
pie? I honestly don't think you're missing much.
You're not missing much at all, no.
It's not my favorite.
It's not even like top 5 pies for me. It might not
Yeah,
even be
it's
top
like
10.
situational.
Yeah.
I'm good for like 1 slice a year.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna take my first potion because I have them sitting here.
Thank you
Cheers.
for sharing your secret, Gruta. I know it's difficult being vulnerable.
Thank you, Gruda, for trusting us with this
Pie or
information.
cake? Probably cake, but it's not. I prefer neither, honestly.
Ugh!
They're both like just okay to me.
I love
Not a
cake.
huge,
Cake
like,
is my
sweet-
favorite.
I'm not into like the sweet desserts really too much. I just never really got on with that.
Pecan pie is good. I haven't had it in a long time though.
That's why they call it pecan pie.
Ha!
Other than the cream ones, I like pudding pie too. If you ever had that, it's fucking good. It's
Yeah.
a little generic, but it's good.
Coconut cream
Apple's
pie is
great.
good.
Apple's great. I haven't had a lot of the berry pies in a
How
while.
are you in coconut cream pies?
While we're on break, we're gonna take maybe like a slightly longer break, just like a couple minutes, because 1, it doesn't seem like everyone's back just yet, and 2, I gotta take another shot or potion.
Yeah,
But really
Take
quick,
that shot.
guys, next month is gonna be so exciting.
Oh.
Oh.
We got so many fun little holiday events coming up.
Oh.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. And if you guys want to make sure you don't miss it, make sure you are in that dang Discord server.
Yeah, I'm dumping this drink and I'm just gonna go drink like 2 shots of this shit instead.
My God.
'Cause it would be better than having to suffer through this drink.
What's wrong with your
Starting to
drink?
I'm starting to
I
think
mixed,
Quentin's not talking about Thanksgiving anymore.
I mixed like bullet bourbon with 7-Up
Oh.
cherry, and to see if I could maybe just produce something interesting, and it did not.
You lose.
It's not like undrinkable, but
Sir.
pretty
I
bad.
have returned.
Zachary, my favorite cake is Oreo cake.
I've returned.
Ooh.
We're talking about pecan pie, as a matter of fact.
We also got asked what our
my-
favorite cake is.
My favorite cake is gonna be ice cream cake. Keep it baller.
What are you, 6 years old? You like ice cream cake?
Advent
Fucking
calendar
good.
next month. That would actually be
I
really
love ice
cute.
cream cake.
Honestly,
I like
devil's
cheesecake.
food cake.
Ooh, that's a good one, Numbers.
Cheesecake is probably my favorite, like, for one of my favorite desserts.
Probably same, but I think my favorite cake is either
Ooh,
a
translation.
chocolate cake with
Paper.
peanut butter
Oh.
icing or tiramisu.
I
Does
like lava
tiramisu
cake.
count?
Does that count? Does that count? Probably not, because it's late.
I
I
like,
consider that its
um,
own thing.
I like red velvet cake a good amount too.
If
Actually.
you already
That's
said
just
ice cream cake, it's
chocolate.
over.
Paper
velvet is
saw
just
into
chocolate.
It
my
is not
heart.
just
Hence
chocolate.
the word also.
Well,
It's
maybe
not.
if
It's
you
different.
like the cream cheese icing. I'm not a big fan of like. I like cheesecake, but I've never liked cream cheese icing, so that's a pretty big factor. with
Anyone
red
that does
velvet.
not answer lava cake is lying. to
Oh,
us.
that's my
No,
favorite.
no,
I changed my
Okay,
mind.
no. Paper has
How many people?
the sauce. The Tres Leche
Red velvet
cake,
cake.
that is the
That is
bomb.
very
dot
good.
com.
Ooh.
Also, I'm gonna take my second potion that was given by Quim Dom. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll take a sip of wine.
Yeah,
on
Trace
the second
Leches is
glass.
so milky and nice.
But they're very big.
Trace-
glass.
Trace
I have
Leches is very good.
Trace
I think I've had like
Leches.
2 in my
And
life.
esta
economia.
I
economia.
mean, as our coworker says, Trace Leches.
It kills me when she says that.
Yo,
Ugh.
me gusta Trace Leches.
Y'all are sleeping on like a good chocolate cake, like a devil's food cake
Ooh.
with peanut butter icing.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
That's my fave. I make that actually. And
Lava cake is just a brownie with like chocolate syrup in it.
Maybe
is.
a brownie.
How
so
brownie
right.
batter
It's got a
is
different
than
texture.
cake mix.
How come I say ice cream cake and everyone's like 6-year-olds and he says lava
Oh,
cake?
I
It's
said
like,
I was
respect-
joking.
Ice cream cake
I do
is
love ice
amazing.
cream.
Oh, I
Amazing.
personally don't like ice cream cake just because I'm not big into ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I was
fair
joking, Zach. I said I love ice cream.
Ice cream cake is.
I love
I
it.
was the only one that didn't give you shit for ice cream cake, and now you're giving me shit for lava
I'm
cake.
gonna give you shit for lava cake.
What do you
It's
guys think about
delicious,
a
and
nice,
you're wrong.
Lava cake is
It's
so
more of like an
good.
experiment than it is like a cake.
With a
It's
big
just like
And it's
scoop
a
of vanilla
delicious
ice
experiment.
cream.
cut it
Every
open and
dessert,
see what
every
happens.
dessert is an experiment at some point until it becomes a cultural standby.
German
Exactly.
chocolate
Right.
Quim
What
Dom.
Lava cake will never.
It
What are
already
your
has.
thoughts
It's served
on,
in chain restaurants all over the place.
You guys are making me want cake so bad.
German
Oh my God.
chocolate
What do
is
you
so
guys-
fucking good.
That's what I was gonna say. German
Quentin,
chocolate
you
cake
gave you
is
that
my favorite.
All right, let's
So
get off the cake
good.
talk and get back on the D&D talk.
Yeah, speaking of cake, let's get on to
Speaking of
Talking
cake,
about
Alvara wakes up.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
What about Black Forest cake?
I don't know how I feel
Was
about
that
that
a
one.
joke about Alvara's ass?
It was. To see you pass the insight check.
So you all wake in the morning.
I was already up.
And
so-
yeah, Alvara was already up, and Numbers after that jarring nightmare you had just awoken from.
Ah. Does Audrey say anything?
Adrian is still asleep.
He's probably clogged.
Okay, I'm just gonna breathe heavy in bed for a moment. You know, sitting in a pool of my own sweat because I sleep in plate armor. Or actually, it's scale mail.
That's got to be uncomfortable.
I think you
Takes it
sleep
all.
in it is so fucking funny.
Actually, I've never actually thought about that. Would I wear it to? I mean, it's like, so they're clothes of mending, so it's not like they'd get like dirty or wrinkly or anything. They're always pristine. So I guess I would like wear them. I would have no reason not to wear them. to bed.
You just wear your armor to bed?
Maybe
Well,
I have
comfort-
pajamas
comfort.
on under the armor.
Oh my god.
Oh,
He's
so you're
wearing-
always
he's wearing-
prepared.
He's wearing Cookie Monster pajamas under his snail mail.
Oh,
Do you keep a little nightcap too? Please say yes.
Yeah.
That's his.
Yeah.
That's just
Okay,
his pajamas.
so-
Just a nightcap.
Now I'm gonna throw another little pebble at the bell on purpose.
Okay. Audrey leaps upright in bed, pulling a knife from under his pillow. He says, "What's one of you?" Oh, sorry about that number. Say, morning to you.
Good morning. Sorry, I wanted a little company. I had a bit of a nightmare.
Hey, boy, I had a nightmare myself, but tell me about yours first.
Oh well, there was spiders and a deep biting cold within my bones. How about you?
Oh, nothing so scary. I just had a dream that I was kissing my lad's mother, and he walked in.
Oh my God.
Fucking pervert.
Let's keep the tension on your dream. What do you suppose it means, number?
Well, we spiders are a bit of a motif in our adventures lately. Could be something, could be nothing. But it felt magical of some sort. So we better get our day started because there's a number of stops I wanted to make today, actually.
Oh, yeah, I'm in agreement, lad. I'd advise we keep a mental eye on that one. Maybe bring it up to the group. The group minus Alvara.
Yeah, they really should know about you and your lad, you kissing your lad's mom and him walking in.
Right, it's an omen. You know any hot mothers?
Avara just sneaks out around the corner like a little snake as they approach.
Are you doing the spins?
she's a little disoriented still from, the light. Good morning, gentlemen.
No, his lad like his friend Quentin. You know, me and the lads. Good morning, Alvaro. It's good to see you. Poop, 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 poop.
Fucking just runs past her.
Hungry.
As he makes that noise.
Audrey, you do anything?
I'm sorry, I missed that. All I heard was boop, 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 boop.
Alvara popped out around the corner.
I popped out around the corner since I was already well
All
up
right,
before everyone
Audrey's gonna
left.
tip a hat he's not wearing and say, "Morning, you colourful little thing. How'd you sleep?"
I pranced rather fine.
Right, yeah, you got that thing going on, you do. Sounds creepy. Hope you don't mind me saying. What, do you just stare at a wall all night?
Pretty much.
Bleeding ting. And then he's gonna go downstairs.
The rest of you guys?
I guess Valana will awaken.
As
She has
Melina.
probably a lot on her mind about what's going to occur today and what Lady Thorn will instruct her to do first, with the departing of the party, the separation of the parties. She's a little nervous, but she is ready to take on the day.
What time is it?
If you
Say
glance out the
Booby.
window, it's roughly about like 8 a.m.
She's gonna shake her.
Oh.
Booby! Time to
Well,
wake up!
We say all these goodbyes to Valana, and she's like gonna join
I'm
us
still
for
here.
breakfast. It's
Anyway,
like
I'll be-
when you say goodbye to someone and walk in the same direction as them. All right, I'll see you later. So,
Our time together was short but so meaningful. Oh, you're still here.
Marta would be great as well. Yeah.
What's
Will
up
he reluctantly
Get this
get
door!
Do you not remember how?
No!
You right click
Before you leave, Mina
I'm
is going
trying-
to walk
Did I
up
do
to
it?
and say, Valana, before you go, there's something I wanted to give you. And she's going to take out the Feywild shard that she got from the hag's place and offer it to you.
Mina, are you sure?
Yeah, so,
You
I-
found this.
but I think it suits you best.
Funny that you're giving me something because there's something I wanted to give you.
Oh,
She's going to take out the little satchel bag thing that she found. That the name is escaping me because I deleted all of my inventory. DM, please help.
Yeah, let me go into
Bag
y'all's
of-
group loot
The
tab.
bag
It
of-
was the bag of tricks.
the bag of tricks.
oh,
And she's going to hand it to you and say, I think this is best suited in your hands.
I don't know what to say.
Would Valana know what it was? Did I do an arcane check on it? I think I did. To see if it was magical, and I could determine that it was magical.
Yeah,
but
you knew it was magical, and you did pull a creature out of it before.
Yeah.
I
I guess then I would specify, well, I know it's a magical essence, and I know that when I reached my hand in, a little badger appeared. So I thought, who better to have this than someone who loves animals more than anyone I know?
Part of me wants to say whoever can say the badger's name first gets a free point of inspiration, but
Was it like something with a C, like Charles, or am I totally off?
I thought it was.
You're right, it was
it's
Charles.
Charles.
I'm literally
It
looking at
was?
the session
Shut
recap
up.
too. It says Charles.
Inspiration.
Give me my inspo. Give me my inspo.
Valana has inspo.
Yeah. And she will use it with you, Cornelius. Out, not
Oh my.
Okay.
some other time.
Oh my.
So she will hand you the bag.
Charles.
Who
the
me?
bad
Out of the corner of her eye, I'm assuming she sees Humi shapeshift into her.
Who me?
What is she's gonna
Boomy
say?
is quiet. Although, Shift is super happy. Because he has no idea what's happening.
Aww.
Oh. Speaking of
Bumina,
which,
make sure to write down bag of tricks in your inventory. Oh, Valana's gonna get down on her knees and start to give Shift all the scritches and scratches. I'm really gonna miss you, little guy. I know I didn't spend much time with you, but it made the journey a little bit easier. Having some furry company really makes everything a little bit better.
he gives you his paw.
I hold it and kiss it and say, I love you so much. You are such a good boy.
He's got his tongue hanging out the side of his mouth as he's just kind of sitting there panting with his ears back. Like how
I'm
dogs do when
gonna
they're
cry.
happy.
Don't make me do this. I'm gonna cry. I love this dog.
So, do you all gather downstairs?
Indeed.
Yeah, Valada's gonna take quiet note that that there are two Valadas rather, and she is just going to continue downstairs anyway. At this point, very used to
Right back.
Humi taking the form of others.
Oh, I can't actually go through because of the door.
Yeah, it's not letting me go
Interesting.
through. Let me out!
Y'all could teleport down, or
How do you... I'm making my way.
so as
Make
you
my
all
way
begin
downstairs.
to filter back in, coming back into this main hall, you see a couple of unfamiliar house servants just quickly setting up a table of breakfast for you all. Quickly and quietly, just assembling one of the large tables before making their way back down the staircase, and you see Lady Thorn rub her eyes a little as she's sitting at the head of the table spot, with an empty plate in front of her, but she's sitting there with a look of contemplation. And as she looks up and sees you all coming in from the upstairs, she beckons you all forward with just a quick wave of her hand and goes, "Well, come on, I'm sure y'all are hungry."
Is there no reaction to two Valanas from her?
I don't. She takes assessment of your group as you begin to make your way over to the table, and does indeed notice that there are two of the same person, and just accepts it as just a fact of life.
Nice.
She's aware of Humi at this point.
I'm gonna look at Humi and give them a thumbs up.
I'm going to give you a big grin. Also, Shift is going to go up to her and, I'm sorry, Lady Thorn, and, just sit politely.
Oh. She is she's resting her head in her hand a little bit, like one finger stretched up towards her temple, while the rest bunched up under her chin, and her eyes just kind of dart down quickly to Shift before returning her gaze to the table, and she goes, "What's the matter? You hungry too, little one?"
I bet he is hungry.
He can always eat.
She takes a piece of a sausage from one of the trays that is sat out amongst the table, and
Oh.
as you all filter in, you do smell quite an array of like fresh bread, butter, greases from different meats like sausage and bacon. You smell fresh cooked eggs, and a little bit of
Hell yeah.
sweetness from like a bowl of porridge from you all to like gather from in little bowls.
I will be munching on dat.
She takes a piece of sausage and it has like this nice golden like char on the outside of it. And she takes it and without even looking, she just tosses it over her shoulder over to Shift.
Oh,
She
he
has made a
runs
friend for
out.
life. Shift is ecstatic.
She looks to you all and looks over to you, Volana, the actual Volana, and she goes, "Now, I reckon this will be the last time I see you for a minute, but I'm not sure how long it'll be until you see the rest of these here fine people. So, whatever business you have to do, I recommend getting it done within the next." And she looks over to the nearby wall, and you'll notice again as you filter it is that the lighting in this room is similar to that of the evening. Whereas like all the curtains are drawn in. There's not really much natural light being let in. It's more just like done by lantern and candlelight in this big hall. Despite the fact that there are large amounts of windows.
And then she looks at her digital watch.
She looks at her digital watch. She looks over at a hanging clock that's sitting over on the wall before looking to you, and she goes, "Well, if it suits you, you got about half hour to an hour before it's time to head out."
Sounds good to me. Whatever you need.
She gives you a quiet nod before turning her attention to the rest of you. Have you all begun to partake in the breakfast?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Beckist.
Yeah.
Oh, yum, yum.
Volana will be sneaking little bits of bacon and sausage under the table to Shift.
He's wagging
You have
his
been
wagging
a
his
friend
tail
for life.
hard.
Just little tiny bits. Not a lot, but
What-
like consistent because
You can always
can't
tell who
help.
feeds the dog at the table based on where they sit.
And as you all
What
begin to
food is-
eat, she leaves her. I'm sorry, Mina. What did you say?
I was asking what food is Shift enjoying the most out of the spread, because I'm guessing it's more than just a few people sneaking him.
It seems to be his favorite pieces are definitely the meats.
Yay.
Sausage.
He's an Arby's dog. We have the meats.
Hell.
And she gives you all a few minutes to dig into your breakfast, leaving her plate empty as she just kind of waits for you all to at least get a little way through your plates before saying, "Now, as I was mentioning last night, this is quite a big question you all brought to me here when you first arrived, just a couple days ago. And that is you all have seemed to just come back to us out of nowhere. Is that correct?"
As far as we know.
That's about right.
Popped out of the ground like daisies we did, as a matter of fact.
Well, I've been doing a little digging into this, and I do believe I have one lead. While I'm waiting for it to make its way back here as it's coming in from a little bit of a distance. It will take about another day or so. However, in the meantime, if there's anything you guys have any questions about, if there's any information you have not yet told me, any information you wish to dig deeper on, I think now's the time to lay it all out on the table, as it were.
Yeah. Well, last time we spoke, I asked you about the god Irithic and if you were familiar. Had you done any research since then? I know it's been about 24 hours.
That it has, my dear numbers. Well, I put a little bit of feelers out for you all, and that's part of the information that I have coming back to me within the next day or so. While I still, like I said before, have not heard of this, I have one contact that might think they have something related to this.
I have a question.
And what was that?
Have you seen a carnival?
The carnival?
Yeah. Have they been through recently?
The last time I saw a carnival come through all the way this part of Decria was probably, oh, I don't know, maybe about 5 years ago. That's actually when I met a very good acquaintance of mine.
Oh? Who did you meet?
Well,
Were they from the carnival?
yeah, actually, he was quite a friendly gentleman and seemed to be quite a skilled user in the arcane arts. And we hit it off right quick, and I figured, well, I could sure pay him better than the carnival would, and he became my right hand man in no time. Real kind fella. He goes by Mordecai.
Oh. Uh, okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Can I roll insight and see if Humi's facial features have kind of done anything at all at the name mention of this name, given Humi's kind of peculiar line of questioning?
Sure.
I don't know if you want me to roll against me, Gonzo, or if you just want to
Sure,
let me.
why not? I'll just roll flat 20, I guess.
Are you trying to roll like deception to keep your face straight, or?
Yeah, I guess deception. I'll be mean.
I got a poo-poo 8, so
Oh.
Okay. You have no idea what I'm saying.
deception with 2 C's.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right.
I have a question, but I want to ask it. I want to be sure to ask it last. Does anyone else have questions out of character?
Please, any information you have for me that you think would help you all, or any questions you have, I'm more than happy to answer while we have the time at least together.
I'm curious to know what you know about the menagerie.
Well, I reckon I know quite a bit about it, as Galloway's told you.
Mina's laughing a little.
Doesn't she run the menagerie?
Yes,
This is
indeed.
the menagerie, I thought.
Yeah, it is. I want to know sort of what the purpose of it is, and if there's any relevant connection to the recent events. In other words, how far does the menagerie's operations extend?
Well, at the current moment, the menagerie is efficient at least in the lands of Decria, though we have got some feelers out in a couple of nearby regions, such as Hellscenes and Emerus. The purpose of the menagerie is, and she kind of taps her fingers on the table while she thinks for a minute. She goes, there are some things that you can and you can't trust those in higher positions of power with. Whether that be information, artifacts, knowledge, whatever it may be, there are some things that people can and will use to their advantage, for the worse. And it's the purpose of the menagerie to take this collection of what we have, this knowledge, this information, what we have on other people, other places, and keep it safe from those who would otherwise use it for who knows what at this point. Now there's someone bringing all the dead back, so who knows?
Is the menagerie looking into that at all? The dead rising?
That's something I've been looking into as much as I can. I've been using both the First Light Observers and the Menagerie to try to find some information on this part, and while I don't necessarily have answers, I do have, at the very least, perhaps some leads, though, to where they go and to where to follow them. That I'm not sure, but I'm thinking maybe you lot might have a little bit of information, given as you seem to all be intertwined into this mess by some means.
Navarro's gonna look around at others at this point.
Well, if we're trying to find people who are in an unusual circumstance, I'll say, like ourselves, maybe we should look into missing persons reports?
Oh, those are about a dozen a day, depending on where you're looking. But you're more than welcome to give it a try, I'm sure. I'm sure the Last Lap Vanguard at least have a collection at this point.
Maybe we could
Wouldn't it be-
focus on orphanages or something? They would have a lot of strays, and maybe we could find something of use.
Wouldn't it be more found person reports that we're looking for if we're trying to find people in the same boat as us?
Either sound good to me. I think if we look into orphanages, it'll probably be the best and easiest way. Can't imagine it'd be too hard to track a child down, right?
Now here's my question for you all. You all seem to come from, maybe not originally, but to Balverden, you all came from a little town a bit away from here that was under attack. Did you want anything to be done about this? Do you have any leads about this? That sounds a bit important.
Do we want to
Oh.
tell her about Arania?
Yeah, so
Didn't we?
No.
I don't know if we
She-
did.
Well, we mentioned her, but I don't know if we ever went into super detailed specifics.
Hmm.
No, nobody
No,
ever did.
No.
I guess I'll say, well, we all generally came from a little abbey by the Cliff Harbor. Made our way to Nothholm, where there was an attack that killed Miss Donnie, thus bringing us on our quest. Whoa, did Humi just turn into what's her name?
Yes, I did.
Whoa.
Arania?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, and on the way we met that lady, and I point to Humi. She's the one that killed Miss Donnie, we think, in some kind of evil ritual involving spiders, and based on the dream I had last night, a frigid, biting cold I felt within my soul. Do you know is there any significance you can identify to magical spiders, Erethic, Nothholm, or Cliff Harbor Abbey, or that lady?
it's also worth noting that her name is Arania, and she was there when we woke up, sort of running the abbey.
As you all tell her this, and Humi shapeshifts directly into Arania, you see Lady Thorn's eyes just immediately lock onto you, Humi. And she's taking in everything in your image. She's not shifting her gaze. And as you're all telling her this, she says, "Are you certain?"
Why, we're all
noticed
about as
things.
certain as ever. I mean, that's the person. Seems like you've seen her before.
Anyone
Humi's
who
getting-
wants, feel free to roll
I
insight.
will insight on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to.
I'm
I'ma do it.
roll a d20 and then
Hopefully
I'm
it's
gonna
better than
add
me.
my.
Whoa!
It's literally the exact same roll. I got an 8, fucking 7
Oh,
plus
it doesn't matter. My modifier was a 2.
Alana,
Alana,
Nina
what's
will know.
happening?
I have to roll a d20 and add my modifiers. It's
I
just
know, but
7.
you keep rolling so low.
I
I
know,
got a
it's just so crazy. 'Cause
25.
last session I was rolling pretty well.
5.
I had to balance out, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, Humi is uncomfortable with Miss Thorne staring them down.
She has the most intense gaze as she is locked onto you. It's actually a bit intimidating. This woman of power just staring daggers into your soul, essentially.
Damn.
Insight, what does that reveal?
So, numbers with a 25 and Mina with a 21.
21.
Her posture remains stiff, her visage cold and unchanging, her face as stoic as she can make it as she takes in me that is changed into this Shadarkai before you all. But you both notice a twinge in her eyes, a quick flash of recognition and bewilderment as she takes in this image. There's a little bit of nervousness about her as she looks to this.
Um,
Do you perhaps know this individual?
Arania
Okay.
just kind of closes her eyes, and Arania, it's because she's sitting right there. Lady Thorn closes her eyes and just shakes her head off, like she shakes it off for a moment before returning her gaze back to you all, and she goes, "That's not possible."
I can quite assure you it is. She is very intimidating. And oh, what was that one thing?
Two things, Lady Thorn. One, um, Humi cannot transform into a form that he has not seen before. Therefore, this is the exact form he identified. Two, this wouldn't happen to have anything to do with the fated few, would it?
One other thing. Audrin pipes up. And he kind of like looks, meets this lady's gaze a little bit. There's a moment of silence, and he says, "So you know this lady, and I'm willing to bet, willing to wager, that you knew her when she died as well."
Oh, venom drips from silken lips. Do not trust spiders.
Okay, we just threw a lot.
There's a lot of information being
Yeah.
tossed
Yeah.
around.
Audrin, Numbers, both of you roll insight once more as you speak to her. You know what? Roll both insight and persuasion for me. God damn, Numbers.
Go.
Can I roll?
Do I roll persuasion?
Yeah, both Numbers and Audrin did. And Fumi, no, only because Numbers and Audrin were the one that spoke.
Okay.
Persuasion rolls were not great, but the insight was.
The
Persuasion
inside rolls were
rolls
absolutely
not great.
fantastic.
Does anyone have inspo?
I believe
that we
all
can
the
share.
inspiration has been used.
Yeah.
Unless you guys have enough for viewer inspiration. But...
Oh wait,
Let's
actually,
do it.
Azuri. No, never mind. Something else.
Oh.
As a reaction, I
you
say
about to
something
do
very convincing.
No, DM,
Yeah?
would Arania be making some kind of check against their
Rania?
persuasion rolls? Not
Lady Thorn, you mean?
Miss
Lady Thorn. Be making any kind of check against their persuasion rolls at this moment?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Boy.
Well, I was wondering if I could use woe on
Whoa.
her as a reaction.
Whoa.
What does the woe do?
It allows me to roll a d6 and subtract that from someone's ability check, saving throw, or
Right.
attack.
That's magic, though. You can't do that. So
It's not magic.
It's
Fairy dust.
oh.
It's fairy poop.
Maybe.
So, with a 22 and a 25 for insight, Audrin and Numbers, both of you, as you make these claims, you see her posture straighten ever so slightly, just a little tighter, and her knuckles just kind of clench just a little, as if she's being hit with information that she was not expecting to hear
Yeah.
or be called out on. And she looks back and forth quickly to you both, and she goes, "Let me make this clear. That is not possible." And she points back to Humi. And she goes, "That person is no more. It has not been for a long time."
I knew it.
Well, she was talking about how death was kind of like a release almost.
Not the end of things?
Yeah, like there's something after it that people
We're-
just had to take the plunge.
We're living proof that, for some reason, death doesn't seem to be the end, that things, at least for now, aren't final.
That's only been an issue over the past decade. That, and she points, she again is keeping her point to Humi with a long, sharp nail. That hasn't been a fact of life in at least 50 years.
And how do you know that?
Yeah, tell us the story then, Lady Thorn, because you seem to know her very clearly, and she nearly killed all of us and did kill Miss Donnie, sending us on our quests. So I think we're owed some kind of explanation here.
She sighs and relaxes her shoulders from their tense position. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Sippy Gruta.
Does coffee count as hydrating?
Yes.
No.
It sobers you up, yes.
Oh! She relaxes her shoulders and looks to you all and says, "You there, green-haired man.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the faded few.
That's right.
And you there, ponytail.
You talking about me?
Yeah, I'm assuming Audrin. There are 2 ponytails in this group.
She like nods her head over to the side where Audrin's sitting to the next of her.
Ivan.
You're right. I was there when she died. This is someone that I knew quite closely. You said her name's Arania?
Yes, that is positive.
That's what she went by.
Her name is, it's Arania Terrasol, and I knew her quite well. This was a dear friend of mine, and I watched her perish before me 50 years ago.
Perish how?
Come again?
Perish how?
If you don't mind us asking.
That is a long-winded and complicated story about a bunch of young people, young adventures that were in over their heads.
Well, we have all morning. I've just started breakfast myself. And Alvara's gonna, like, put more food on her plate as she says this.
And being a group of young adventurers who are obviously dealing with this person, it might behoove us to kind of know a little bit, maybe.
You understand that it's a little hard for me to believe that this person would be causing this much strife.
They did
Well-
mention. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
There was oh, we were in a cave and we found this weird statue. It gave me the creeps. I really hated it. It was like a spider. Does anyone have that?
Who does
We
have
do.
that?
Somebody had that.
A little fairy.
Was it Mina or Volana that had it?
I thought Mina
It
had
was traded back and forth between us a few times. I think I have.
Whoa, thank you, Ash!
Hi, Soken.
Oh, at work, but I want to say hi. Hi, Ash!
It's so good to see you.
Thank you so much for the 7 months! Yeah, it's either Volana or Mina that has it.
Anyway,
Mina?
Mina will at this point take out this small spiderling statue and put it on the table, and then take a step back.
Arania's
After
gaze
she-
shifts over to it and just kind of stares at it for a minute. We're going. Well, that right there isn't quite as familiar to me as it might be to you all. Definitely gives me the creeps.
There was another thing that was mentioned during the attack on the town. You mentioned some god, but I can't remember their name.
It's Irithic. She doesn't know.
Okay.
But you never told us how Orania died. This could be useful information to us.
Well, when Balradin was still, and Balradin is still quite young, but even younger still, there was a group of us from all different portions of Ashana for different reasons. There was about 5 of us that gathered together and banded together under the name of the Faded Few. And while we traveled all over, eventually our adventures led us up into the regions of Froysal. And up there in the cold, we got into some mess that we definitely should not have been trifling with. And it all happened so fast. But Arania was the only one that didn't make it out that day.
What were you doing there?
Well, we were investigating some deep chasm that we had all heard about. Thought we were strong enough to take it on. And thought we knew what we were doing. And we're very much proven wrong. And it cost us the life of a very dear friend of ours.
What kind of chasm?
Yeah, what was in there?
Specifically,
We never got far enough to find out.
Insight check.
What did you heard?
Actually, yeah, insight check.
I'd
Same.
also like to
on a
insight
Sure.
and ask what she had heard. Surely you know something about the ravine before you go exploring it. I'm on fire with the insight checks.
And
by
the
way.
insight is
It's gonna be-
crazy.
Which is going to be a 12.
Meh.
I
Shift
don't
the
know.
blink dog. has a really high insight.
Also,
He knows exactly what's going on.
Numbers, since you're the one that's been asking her to delve more and more information, you will be the one to roll persuasion for this.
Hmm.
May I also roll insight, by the
I
way?
am very persuasive.
Anyone can roll insight, but Numbers is the one to roll persuasion. Oh.
Oh, that was a horrible noise I just made.
Okay.
I'm not gonna roll insight. I'll let it ride with what we have here.
I
So,
only had a 12.
oh.
Roll it.
So for
It's gonna be
insight,
another 8,
Numbers with a 24.
I'm glad you did, Alvara.
Okay.
17.
Numbers with a 24, Humi with a 23. So Humi and Numbers. While she's telling this story, you kind of can see her once again begin to re-tense herself. There's an unwillingness, to necessarily divulge everything. You see like little bits of pieces begin to flash in her eyes, like recollections of the past, whether they're painful or harmful or for whatever reason. There's a little bit that she's not quite telling the full story about what's happened. She nods and she goes,
What? Oh,
"That's not necessarily something I much care to share at this moment, as this is all incredibly hard for me to take in at this moment. Because you're telling me that an old friend of mine has now, by some means, some miracle, come back from the dead, is reviving other people from the dead, and is now killing people with spiders."
Belena's gonna speak up and say, as hard as this may be, and I'm so sorry for what you had to go through, any information you have could help us. Because
And
at this point, I was just gonna say, at this point, people are in danger. People are dying. She's taking advantage of others, killing whomever she pleases. This needs to be stopped, and any information that could help this group, even if I don't travel with them, I beg of you to share anything that you think might be useful.
There is also the possibility that it's not necessarily her. We don't know what happened after her death, or even why the dead are coming back to life. It's still all a mystery. Somehow your friend seems to have been caught up in this.
Do you?
Well, it's important
All
for
the
you to
more
be
reason
straightforward with us, yeah.
For you to please share what you know.
And I assume your lead will check out too.
Do you all have any idea where this person might have gone after the attack on Notholm that night?
We were more focused on cleaning up than chasing down leads at the time.
I would
was
imagine
tending to the
she might
wounded.
have gone to the Abbey.
Maybe the only guess that I would have could be back to the Abbey. I'm not sure what her further plans were.
Were you the only ones to be at that abbey?
No,
There were
there
others,
was others.
but they were also caught in the crossfire.
They didn't seem to be aware of her plans for that night.
And what's made of them?
One of them was
Poor
also
child.
killed and zombified in some form or fashion. I don't really know what happened to the rest.
The other were a pair of sisters. They survived, but they truly seemed to have no idea what was going on. They appeared to be as clueless as the rest of us.
Also in the Abbey, we had to rescue one of the sisters. Something had taken them in the night. It turned out to be two wights that were performing some kind of ritual. I think that statue, Fumi's going to point over the statue, is going to be a big key in all of this. But, may I ask for a favor?
And what would that
Can
be?
we have a sending stone to keep in contact with you?
I might be able to rustle something up here for you. You know what? You seem to be on good rapport with Adelaide. Uh, I'll write something up for you and see if maybe there's something she can do about that. And I think keeping in close contact would be for the best, given the direness of this situation.
DM, I have a question, and then Alvaro wants to say something. How long ago did she say it was? 50 years or 100 years
She
since
said
Arani
50.
had
50.
50. And what race is Lady Thorn again?
She's a human. She's a human that appears in her mid-40s.
In her mid. Okay, can I? All right. Alvaro's gonna say something. Alvaro's gonna ask two things. First of all, and for the sake of our investigation and purposes, can you inform us who the other members of the fated few were? Oh,
I can, though where their whereabouts, that I'm not entirely certain, because after that incident in Froissal, we all went our own separate ways. But it wouldn't hurt to share. So, there was me, Maya of Thorn, pleased to meet you. There was Arania Terrasol, a Shadarkai that had seemed to made her way out of nowhere, lost and confused, that just kind of showed up in Carolam one day. There was Kite, Kite. I'm saying that as DM. Good night, Paper.
Night,
Night,
baby.
hey, Paper.
Cat was an interesting little tabaxi that had made their ways from hell scenes. They were a funny fella. I sure hope nothing bad ever came to them. I miss them greatly. There was Andor Moreno. He was a younger human gentleman from some line of nobility off in, Hold on, what was that? Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Sippy Gruta.
And that's Andor Morano.
Yeah, I'll spell that for you
M-A-R-A-N-O.
really quick.
Thank you.
Andor.
Okay.
Last name is Moreno. Moreno.
Got it.
Now he was a member of nobility, a younger one, off from off into the coast of Ishana over in Otharia. Next in line for something or another, wanted to set out to prove himself or something. He was a fine fellow, though. After we all split apart, word is that he wandered off into the grasp and never came back. So that one, I'm not sure how far that lead will take you.
Audrey's going to pay
Is
back
there
a
a
little
name?
bit, and he's going to say, he wandered off into the grasp. Did I hear that correctly?
That he did, son. Off into the grasp. Our
Okay.
Strange sort. I know of that place. If any sorts walk in there, don't walk out.
Oh shit.
You should know better than anyone that anyone that goes in there is doomed.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Audrey's going to look to me and she's going to say, frankly, lass, I'm surprised you're not familiar. It's a forest, creeping sort. Over in my homeland in Emerus, it's, some say it's a connection to the Feywild, but one thing's for certain, anyone who spends too much time in there, past the usual passing through, it doesn't end up well for them. Place got bad luck, all sorts written on it.
People don't tend to just pass through the grasp. They get lost and are typically never seen again. And there have been efforts made to cut back the grasp in recent times. However, the more and more they try to cut away at it, the more that it just seems to resurge stronger, as if something's keeping it there.
Is it the grass or the grasp?
Grasp.
With a P.
With a P.
With a
Have
P.
they-
Okay, got it.
Have they tried talking to plants and seeing if they'll cooperate?
There's been all manner of folks that have tried. There's been druids, there's been mages, there's been all kinds of folk that have tried to gone in there to see what the mysteries and revelations of the grasp are and what it wants and what this all means, but no one's ever made it back out.
When I was a child, my mother used to tell me tales about a village just on the outskirts. Forest grew so fast and so powerfully, overtook the entire forest. None of its denizens were seen again.
DM, can I roll to see if Mina would know anything about something like that?
Sure.
What would that be?
Roll a history check.
Can who me also do it since they're from Emerus?
Sure. Yeah. Whom he is from Imerus, they would know of the grasp.
Okay.
The advantage.
Oh.
I have is that everyone then for the party, or does she look like she's going to continue with a few more names?
She's gonna continue.
All right.
But one last
Savara
note on
has
the
a
grasp.
follow-up.
She's gonna say,
Yeah.
now the grasp is the main connecting piece between Emerus and Decria, which is why communications between as such have been so difficult as of late. Most communications, since they can't go through just the main general border, have to go through the coast over out in the port. However, that's become more and more of a liability as of late, given that there's a dragon seeming to now be guarding ships and taking what they please.
He's going to pipe up again. He's going to say, apologies, don't mean to be a pest, but I'm going to need the name of that dragon, as a matter of fact.
From what I heard, this dragon goes by the name of Ombre or something like that.
I thought as much.
It's a large black dragon that's been guarding the coasts of Decria and Emerus for quite a while. Become quite the pain.
That's troublesome news.
That's a whole matter of its own to deal with. But now that we got our little sidetrack out of the way, and actually, while that entire conversation was happening, numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Can you roll intelligence for me? Just an intelligence check.
Okay.
Go.
Ooh,
Bad.
a 19. Numbers. You don't know why, but you know the name Andor Moreno. This is very familiar to you, but you don't know why.
Madam Thorne, can you tell me a little bit more about that Andor fellow?
Well, from what I recall, like I said, he was a noble blood off from Otharia. Next in line for some kind of throne of some sort.
How do you spell Atharia?
Otharia. Otharia.
Hmm.
He had made his way, ventured through Emerus and came all the way here to Decria. Setting on a course to prove himself to that of his line of some sort. While this here individual wasn't really much for your typical sword and shield type of fellow, he was indeed quite gifted in the arcane arts. He was very skilled from what I remember. Kind enough sort. Tend to slip a little bit towards the end of things. I'm sure the things that we went through, they had their own kind of effect on everyone, and I think it hit him some of the hardest.
You said he started to slip?
Started to slip a little bit.
How do you mean?
From what I recall, the last time I ever saw him, which was some decades ago, he was going on about some kind of theories that he had. Maybe some ways, none of which I fully understood. He wanted to delve into these new kinds of magics that he thought maybe could mean something. And by doing so, he walked off into the grasp, and no one's ever seen him since.
Well, I mean, while I have you, actually, never mind. I'm gonna ask that at a later date. Forget I said that.
Alright. The last one that was with our little ragtag group was a little halfling by the name of Keithri Goodearth.
Can you spell, please?
K-I-T-H-R-I, Keithri. And the last name is Goodearth. Spelled exactly like it sounds, Goodearth. She was a clever little sort. Came all the way up from Hellscenes herself. Bit out in the farmland, but she came up and from her own ways came up into Decria, and we met one day and we kicked it off immediately. She was fun.
What was your first name again, if you could spell that? Sorry.
I did. K-I-T-H-R-I, Keithri.
Okay. And that's everyone?
That's everyone.
Okay, so Avara's gonna then say as a second question, um, and you mentioned that Arania died 50 years ago. However, you yourself don't look a day over 40, and you seem like you've already been adventuring a bit for quite some time. What is your secret to staying young?
Audrey's going to shoot Elvira a glance that says, "Don't say anything further, please."
It was innocent enough for what she said.
Lady
What is your
Thorn just
secret
kind of
to
gives
keeping
you
young?
like a slight smile and gives you like just a little wink, and she goes, "Well, some good magic never did anyone wrong. It's hard keeping up appearances."
Can I roll Arcana to see if she
Got magical plastic surgery.
basically no, to see if she's doing anything maybe like similar to what Galloway was doing,
Like if
where
she has like a
has
disguise on,
an
or
illusion on or something, yeah, or if she's concealing something or using magic at all in her appearance.
yeah, you can roll Arcana.
Do that. 21.
Anyone?
Yep.
You don't feel anything innately magical coming off of her person.
Alvara's just gonna smile and nod.
Did you say Andor was the one that walked into the grasp, or was that a different one?
Andor is the one
Andor,
that
yeah.
walked into the grasp,
Oh, okay.
never to be
Oh,
seen
God.
again.
As Alvara is talking about Thorn's looks, Fumi is gonna like kind of just like try shifting into her face, just kind of like studying her face. And yeah, what'll she say to that?
You turn into her?
Just the face.
Oh, that's creepy.
on Arania's body, her
On
dead
Arania's
friend.
body.
Oh God, yeah. That's
She kind of
horrifying.
quickly darts her eyes over to you before closing her eyes and shaking her head, and she goes, "You don't know what to keep your hands out of, do you?"
Sorry. And they're gonna change back into Volana.
Ugh. Always got something going on with you. You remind me of my own niece.
Oh?
Yeah,
Is your niece a shapeshifter?
she does all manner of sorts. She's a handful, I'll tell you what. Speaking of which, now should be about time for her breakfast. I imagine as such. And as you guys have been having this conversation, eventually you do see a young girl, again, the same young girl that a few of you had seen before, being escorted by one house servant around, kind of holding their hand around as they walk through. I just realized these two are the same person. I really hate that there's not that many minis to pick from. But eventually you see a young girl come down who, again, she looks to be around 5 years old, has a pale complexion, and long, slightly curly, kind of white silvery hair. And she comes down and begins to stuff her face with a couple little breakfast pastries as she's being escorted by this house servant. And she goes, "My niece Arya has always had a knack for the creative and the performative. It's been her favorite."
So,
And you seem to be like
Volana.
something like that yourself.
Volana, underneath the table, Fumi is going to grab your hand and hold it tightly. Hi. Can you shapeshift? Referring to the little girl.
What does that mean?
It's when you could do fun things. Like, this.
Oh. You just turned into Audrin?
Yes.
Oh,
Does Audrin have a reaction to this?
not at this point.
He's just like, whatever.
It's like, yep, all right.
That sounds about right. Been dealing with that all day.
maybe the first 5 times, but
So at this, the little girl kind of gasps and like clasps her hands in front of her mouth, all excited, before she, with bright, sparkly eyes, just kind of giggles a little, and she goes, "No." But, and then she kind of pipes up and she goes, I can do this. And she shakes her head around like that of like a wet dog. And as she's shaking her head around, her hair fades from like a bright, like whitish silver into like a dark auburn. And then she kind of looks up and she goes, "Ta-da!"
wow.
So, Valana, you notice that Humi's grip is unnaturally strong right now. For some reason.
See, Valana would. Well, if Valana speaks to Humi, then everybody at the table's gonna hear. If Valana casts message to Humi, then people are gonna see her muttering to herself. So Valana is concerned. Valana's gonna look at you, a little bit confused, and she's gonna mouth, "Are you okay?"
I need to go. I think I left something in the room. Humi is going to immediately start going upstairs.
I'll come with you to help you look. Valana will say, "Excuse me, I'm going to help Humi look for whatever she may have lost. She would lose her head if it wasn't attached to her shoulders." Excuse me. And then I guess I will follow Humi.
Lady Thorne's just kind of gonna rub a hand over her forehead, and she goes, "Arya, I'm gonna have your Uncle Mordecai take you over to the theater today, just like I promised you, and maybe he'll even pick you up some ice cream on the way. Now, until then, I need you to go and get ready here with your favorite little handmaid here, Grace. All right?" And you see the handmaid and the little girl Arya just kind of shift back off upstairs into the upstairs as they make their way.
I don't think we need to roll an insight to put 2 and 2 together and realize that Humi probably knows this girl, based on the fact that she knows Uncle Mordecai, who Humi. I mean, we don't really know that Humi knows Mordecai, but Humi asked about Mordecai, and now Humi's leaving the room. So, can we put 2 and 2 together? Is it safe to say?
Well, you didn't. It was a 22 for deception.
I know. I didn't roll anything, but even if I don't know
I think you're just
why you
speculating
asked
out of
about it,
character.
yeah, the fact that you asked about it is concerning. Well, right, but can I speculate in character too? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, we got a potion from Gruta.
Oh.
Gruta! I don't think Audrin's had enough tonight.
Oh,
I agree.
That boy loves potions, and he hasn't had a singular potion.
Are you kidding? I've been drinking the whole
He's
night.
Are you
thirsty.
serious?
I ain't need anybody
He
to
is
tell.
Yeah, it was.
Audrin,
I'm
is
a-
it just me, or did those 2 glasses also make you feel unreasonably tipsy? Or maybe
I
just
mean,
haven't
that's
drank
all
in a
I've had
while.
tonight is 2 big glasses of wine. I haven't finished my second, but I could if someone told me to.
Oh, hiccup, sorry.
Maybe it's because I haven't drank in like 2 weeks, but god
I
damn.
might do it. Have you eaten very much today?
Yeah, I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
All right, fair enough.
Alright, Gruta,
Yeah,
it's
that's
anyone's pick then.
Gruta, the power's in your hands.
Yeah, Gruta, I think Audrin needs it. I think he needs to finish that.
I was going to give
wine.
Humi a little sip to calm the nerves, but also Audrin didn't have enough.
Right back at you, King. I've already got it on deck. I'm gonna fucking do it.
God. So,
I'll have a little sip here.
I was gonna say, you both could technically have one. That's really stopping you.
I
I
guess
do like the wine, but it's really dry.
I'm asking out of character. Is that a fair inference to make? Because it seems like there's a connection
Ugh.
here, obviously, between the
Really?
name.
I don't think it's that dry at
Mordecai.
all.
When you chug it down, it's a little dry.
That's a question for Humi, right?
Well,
Um,
I'm not answering any of this.
I have like a lot of. Well, I don't know. Humi is like a complex character. Like, they're really good at lying and performing and acting. And I mean, sometimes they just like to steal things. It could be a play to get some gold. I don't know.
It could be, but
Oh,
that's not where
God.
Boris. I'll just let it ride. I don't want to get too into the weeds on something that might just reveal itself later anyway.
So Lady Thorn kind of straightens herself up, again with her empty plate, and puts her hands in front of her with her fingers clasped. And she goes, "Now, your friend is about to depart on a journey, and the rest of you have uncovered a lot of information here today. I highly recommend you pay Adelaide a visit, at the very least for those sending stones that had been mentioned. But also, seems like she just really wants the company.
It's gonna go anyway. She seems really nice.
There might be some places here in Balverden for you to get a little bit of information from. Like I said, I need about 1 day's time more for my contact to get back in touch with me for that piece of information that I've been putting feelers out for you all. This is a lot to take in. You were gonna say, Mina?
Is there a library, perchance, that would have information that we can gather?
There is, actually, and one of you, and she points to you numbers. She goes,
Mm.
I believe you might have ease of access in getting into the largest library here in Ballerden, known as the First Light Athenaeum. That is where the First Light observers tend to gather and research, as well as other various scholars in the city. And usually, it's not just for the common to get into. However, given the nature of this journey you all are taking in, I think starting there might be a good point. You also mentioned to me that you wanted to do a little look into the Terrace of Devotion. That could also be good for you.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
Just spend another day here in Balverden. Do what it is you need to do. And when the time comes, report back with that sending stone. And when the time comes, I can contact you again. When my contact has made it back.
Presumably, Valana is leaving this morning, like it was expressed last night. Is that correct?
Yeah, she's leaving in the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
I just followed Humi because it worried me. Worried me and Valana.
It worried all of us.
Well, it's good to know that Valana won't be able to really say much, as she will be on her way. But
Uh-oh.
might divulge something to you.
Guess let's time
But the
bubble
rest
over
of the
to
party
Humi
will
and
know.
Valana.
Alright. So Valana will follow you into the room. I see that you close the door.
Yes.
So she will quietly whisper, Humi, what's the matter? What's wrong?
Oh my
You're
god, oh
acting-
my god.
What?
Okay, well, so the way I died was, well, I had a kid, and I couldn't shift, and, well, things happened, and, well, yeah, I had a kid, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Who's a
I
father?
think, well,
Damn.
A mother.
Or mother, maybe by the
Or
end of the day,
mother.
we don't know.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Humi is a parent of unspecified gender. Damn.
I don't know if that is my kid or not.
What makes you think that they might be?
Your ability to transform.
The ability to transform, they're a little scammed.
Right.
Don't tell anyone.
I
You could
wouldn't
clearly
tell
see
a
that,
soul,
like,
but... Go ahead.
You could clearly see that Humi has no idea how to quite process this information as of currently.
It's okay. Take a deep breath. Let's just try to calm down. Aside from the visible shifting abilities or changing abilities, is there any other reason that? Because I wouldn't put two and two together about what Kumi asked earlier, so I would, still be curious as to.
Well, Lady Thorn said the last time she saw a circus around here was, what, 5 years ago or something?
Right.
Well, the circus, when I was there, I'm not sure how long ago it was in kind of a dire straits. Their might have been something with a lord dying and something about a shapeshifter. But that's not important. It would make sense if that they wouldn't return to town because of suspicions. But, well, it's such a mess. Ugh. I can't. I don't know what to do about this right now.
I think for now, this is a bit to process for you. Nothing is certain. You know, she may not be your child.
But what if she is?
This is a difficult situation, and
I mean, how many shapeshifters do you know?
just you. Maybe if you're comfortable, you could discuss with Lady Thorn at some other point. Find out a little bit more information that could either help prove or deny your theory, just so you're certain. Because
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe she's not, maybe she is, but I think it's too soon to jump the gun on it. I think you need to know more before you can make any sort of decision, and I don't think you should make any sort of decision in this mindset, because clearly this is very stressful for you, and you don't want to make any choices that you might regret.
Yeah. Hey, can I trust you not to tell anyone?
I wouldn't tell a soul, I promise.
Alright, I don't need anyone else knowing about this. I need to really think the next steps through on this.
Don't make any rash decisions. I know it's probably hard for you right now. Just do the best you can to remain calm, and I guess when the time comes, try and figure out some more try and get some more information if you can, maybe from Lady Thorn, or even if her niece, opens up a little bit more and provides more information that might lead towards the direction that you're thinking. I'm not really sure how to go about this. I don't have any children of my own, but if that is the case, I also think it's something you should probably talk to her aunt about first before telling her, if it does turn out to be true that you are, their birth giver. See what the best route to go about it might be? I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Humi is going to pick up their cards. Well, thank you for helping me find this item that I missed. Let's go back now.
Okay.
And they're going to return.
So I'll say that conversation was happening as Lady Thorn was just wrapping everything up with the rest of the group. As you two return, soon after breakfast is quickly finished, is there anything else you guys wish to ask of her or do anything before we move on with the rest of the day?
No, probably just say a final goodbye to Valana. That would be it.
Again.
Okay. So, as breakfast is finished and wrapped up, everyone begins to gather up their own belongings. And out in the front, as you all begin to leave Thorn Manor, collecting your weaponry as you each exit, Lady Thorn gives you all a knowing nod as you begin to leave, and as you all pick up your weaponry and gather outside by the docks. Justin Rowley is there, detained, with a few other guard on hand, waiting for you, Valana, to begin their excursion.
I don't know where I am.
Let's just put everyone over at the dock, where Alvaro already
Also,
is.
would it be lighter out by now?
It is light out.
One.
Alvaro's gonna ask one of the guards as she approaches and just say, will Mr. Rowley have a chance to say goodbye to his family?
They'll have a brief moment before it's time for us all to depart. A brief.
She just mutters in agreement.
2,
Where do you
3,
clone at?
4, 5, 6. Okay, I have you all.
I'm waiting.
Okay. Eventually, the guards nod to you, Valana, waiting for you to join them as they begin to escort Mr. Rowley.
Right, I will make my way.
It's time for you to say goodbye to the party.
We each stand like across from each other on each side of the dock as you walk between the group.
I'll turn around with one last smile and wave. And say, our paths will cross again. Call it a gut feeling. Good luck. And I'll leave.
Goodbye, Valana.
La, 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 la. I don't know how to make my character go away.
You
I'm
see
gonna get in this
Valana
boat.
take the first ferry, loaded with a handful of Last Light Vanguard and Justin Rowley as they begin to make their way towards the shore of Balradin. Eventually, the ferry once returns, now empty, ready to escort the rest of you back into the waterside district of Balradin as well. And as you all board and slowly but surely make your way in the morning light back to the waterside district as the city begins to wake and rustle and bustle with the sign of a busy life that you've seen Balradin have in the few days that you've been here. Driven with new leads and new directions to attend. We're going to end session here tonight.
Woohoo!
Well, Valana,
Good sesh.
oh, it's going to be
Farewell.
sad to not see her anymore.
I gone.
Valana's
I go,
gone,
bye-bye.
y'all.
I'm going to live my
Alana.
dream with Yukon.
Off to go with Yukon Cornelius. Audrin, you are making me nauseous. Alright, guys, this was a good session. Lots of information.
This is a great session.
Yes,
Nice.
absolutely.
Alright, so let's do our traditional round table of inspiration. Let's start over with Audrin.
Well, I mean, this is a tough one. I think first impulse is to give it to Valana, obviously, for having the emotional clinch of having someone leave for the first time, receiving some very delicate information, doing it. But you also said you would remember me for being a drunk, so that does take points off. But also, Numbers did a fantastic job negotiating and being functionally the party face for most of the reasonable talking, and in a delicate situation too. And bonus points to Humi for getting to revealing little snippets of what seems to be a very valuable character arc. And obviously, now characters don't know about this, and the only one that does is gone now. But still, that you're delving into some serious subject matter there. So, worth noting for all three. I think ultimately I'm going to give it to Numbers.
Whoa.
All right. Alvara.
Yeah, I think there was a good session for a few different characters here. I am
Oh, there's two shifts.
also, first of all, can I just say, having a child's a big snippet of your backstory, not a little one. That's pretty bombshell, almost
That's
like
a pretty big.
almost as big as Mina being 16. Not quite, but almost.
Yeah, what the fuck? Humi's got a child?
That is big. That is big.
Humi's a
Cool
parent?
part of the lore. It's cool to see that come out, but I think I do have to give it to Valana this session for, first of all, her farewell. It's always tragic to see a character leave, even if it's on their own terms. But also, you know, I think you did a good job with that situation, and also, like Audrin alluded to earlier, conversing as well, and I had a good dynamic for your characters last session, so you'll take the inspo from me today.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, Valana.
I am gonna have to give it to Humi for dropping that. I mean, I think everybody did great, but that was a massive bombshell. And I think it was. I mean, that was crazy. I was not expecting that, and I'm leaving. You planned that so well for nobody to know in the party. Now in the party, I mean that was just also like good planning on Humi's end for holding the one person or letting the one person know who couldn't, possibly tell that secret to anybody, and then like they're going away.
Yeah, that's fucking clever.
That is very clever.
You could have shouted from the boat. Oh, by the way, who is the
I would never do that. I gave Humi my word. That's not who Galata is. But yeah, just for like the sheer cleverness of that, and I mean, I wasn't expecting that at all. That was just like a complete shocker for me, and I think it was a really good way to open up this new backstory arc. Like this potential backstory arc if they're comfortable enough eventually. Expressing this to the rest of the party. So yeah, Humi.
Okay.
Thank you.
Humi?
This is a hard one. I think I'm gonna give it to... It's split between Audrin and Numbers, because they both had really good insight check rules. And they brought up, like, pertinent information that led us down the path. I think I want to lean towards Audrin, because mentioning the Fated Few gave us, like, a solid bit of information. Now we have actual leads. Now we know more about the grasp and, like, what can we do with that, So, honestly, good memorization of key notes.
Thank you, buddy.
Right. Mina?
I think everyone did really well. I feel like there was a lot of engagement today, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to Humi despite the fact that Mina does not know the bombshell that was dropped. That is a big character development moment.
It was a huge character development moment done in the cheekiest way possible.
That's very clever.
No one will ever know.
Literally no one will know.
Alana's a good secret keeper.
How would they
She's
know?
not gonna be there anyway.
They're gonna know.
They're gonna know. How would they know?
How would they know?
Humi? I'm sorry. Numbers?
Oh.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you,
It's
Numbers.
gotta go to Humi. For the lore and the backstory and the acting.
Acting.
Thank you.
Nice.
Alright, so player inspiration this week is being voted and given to Humi.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
And you guys all watching can vote too, because we do community inspiration in our Discord server every week. So if you want to vote on who you think did the best this session and deserves a point of inspiration, hop in that Discord server and feel free to do so. I am posting the poll for which right now. Boom. I just sent it.
God.
There it
There it
I
is.
just posted it.
There is a fresh Discord link as well that I just dropped in the chat, because the other one expired.
That's really weird because I just refreshed it today.
Yeah, I tried clicking on it and it wasn't working, but I don't know.
Are you sure that's
That is
just
so
because
strange.
you're already in the Discord server?
No, because it gives me the notification where it's like invite invalid. It may have expired. You don't have permission to join, and when it is valid, it'll take me to the server still.
That is really weird. 'Cause I literally just refreshed it today. That is so odd. Anyway, poll has
Don't
been
forget to
posted. We have our YouTube in case you want to catch up on the happenings of anything that's been going on this session. So be sure to give that a check out. If you missed anything, all the VODs are being posted there by our wonderful Numbers. Thank you for doing that, Numbers.
Mm-hmm. What if we don't like ketchup?
Okay. I have nothing to say to that. So next week, also, we have a lot of fun holiday spirit type things starting next week. So keep an eye out for that, as I will be posting updates. Again, in the Discord server. Very fun, very exciting.
Thank you, DM. Very cool.
Thanks, DM. Very
Yeah,
cool.
very cool.
But thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. This has been an amazing time. Great session, everyone. Everyone did wonderfully.
This was so much fun.
I guess it's time to say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
Alright, guys. Good night, everyone. Thank you for
Bye.
joining us tonight.
Tuning
Thank
in.
you for hanging.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.